Hey everybody, so I got home from work today and it was cold and windy and I was thinking, oh, I really want to make some soup for supper. And I got to thinking about these beautiful turnips that my dad brought over. They're actually some that my grandpa planted. He always plants them. And whenever I get turnips, I always think back to the Three Little Pigs. My grandparents used to have a little book about the Three Little Pigs, and in it, one of the pigs raised apples, one of them raised turnips, and the other raised cabbage. And I don't know, probably my late 20s, when for some reason that memory came back to me about sitting there and reading that with my grandma, and the idea occurred to me, let's make a soup. So that's what I want to do today. So what we're going to do, and let me see if I can get this aimed a little bit closer to everything. Okay, so the first thing we've got is about 3 cups of turnips, and I wanted to show you how easy it is to prepare them, because you just simply peel them. Now I've washed them, so you just go in and you peel it. That's how simple it is. Oh, that's how simple it is. Do a couple more. It's kind of hard to look at what I'm doing and make sure it's in the camera frame. Now don't worry, I'm not going to waste that. Because I will probably just slice it up and munch on it throughout the evening. Then we're going to take 1 head of cabbage. And what you do with cabbage is you take the core and you set it down on your cutting board. Then you just simply cut straight through it. And then you cut so you go through the core again. Now I've taken off the outer leaves that covered the outside of this. Alright, now having done that, this is the easy part. This is all the core in here. And that's, let me do that again. You're just going to slice down the core. And all you have left then are the leaves. And then I just kind of rough chop those like such. I'm going to go back in and cut them in half. And my cabbage is so easy to do, and you actually do this with anything in the cabbage family. Cauliflower can be done that way. Let's see, what else? Broccoli. It's a really fast way to prepare fresh cabbage items. Oh, and on this video, I also want to show you a little safety tip. Oops. Anyway, so the cabbage is cut. I'm going to back this up again. That's pretty much, I've already done most of the chopping and stuff like that. So what I'm going to do now is I've got 1 tablespoon of olive oil in here, and I'm going to put this on a medium heat. Now here I have 2 stalks of celery and a diced yellow onion. We're going to go throw those in. And with it, Now all I had available today were some of the frozen crinkle cut carrots. So we're going to add about a half cup of carrots. I'm going to squeeze out a little bit of liquid on that. Wait, so we're going to let them soften in there. And also, I'm going to go ahead and throw in about a cup of ham. And you can use pork chops that you cut up. You can use any type of pork. And I know it's a story about the three little pigs. And maybe it's kind of maybe it's kind of cruel to cook this with all with the things that they grew in that story, but it certainly is delicious. I'm just the three vegetables that I put in there. I'll go ahead and talk to you a little bit. The three vegetables that I put in there are the onions, celery, and carrots. In French, it's called mirepoix. It is the base of, it goes into everything. You use it to make your stocks, soups, sauces. If you roast something, often you can roast meats directly on that, and you don't have to cut them up all that much because you're just letting the aroma affect the meat. But anyway, this is when you saute your mirepoix, it enhances those flavors and it softens the onion flavor a little bit. It just kind of helps bring that out. Then, today I wanted to talk to you a little bit more, because I know I had said that I hadn't been really incorporating some of the spiritual aspects to things. This soup is, as I was preparing the ingredients, I decided that I wanted something for protection. I never think that's I don't think we can have enough protection going around, and so I kind of wanted to go over some things, and I wrote it down the notes to make it so I don't forget it. The turnips are good for protection and ending relationships. And while I don't really have any relationships I want to end right now, there's some that I would kind of like to tone down for the time being. And so that's the intention that's coming with the turnips. The cabbage is luck. And so, because we're in a waning moon phase, I am going to use the opposite of wanting more luck is to get rid of the unlucky things and misfortune. So I want to lessen that. The apple, which we'll add, apple is an all-purpose item when it comes to magic. It's very powerful when you slice it, and you look at the core. It's got the pentagram in it, and in this case, I'm really focusing on the protection. The carrot is for fertility, and because we're in the waning aspect of the moon, I'm really focusing on. I want to lessen lack. I want lack to not have anything to do with me. The onion is good for protection and healing, and so of course it's cold and flu season is upon us, so I want to keep that at bay. And the celery is good for psychic and mental powers, and so what I'm wanting to do with that is I'm going I want to stop and lessen the negative influences of negative energies. Now, the herbs that we're going to use, are going to be, and I've got them written over somewhere else. I've got one quarter a teaspoon anise. I'm going to add 3 bay leaves, 5 peppercorns, a tablespoon of, I'm using just a store-bought Italian seasoning blend. All of my herbs, that, with the exception of the oregano, but we've already had a frost, so I can't run out and clip that. All of mine I got planted this year, and so I'm not harvesting anything off of them. Well, most of them. Because I want them to, I'm not going to harvest anything until next year. And then I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of sage. Now I will add the, I put those up. Let me grab them. So the bay leaf and the peppercorn, I'm going to go ahead and add those because the 3 bay leaves and the 5 peppercorns, because they are, since they're not ground, it will take a little bit more time for their flavors to really be drawn out of them. Okay, so my onions are the main thing that we're looking at here. I don't know if you can tell on this slide, I'm having to use a Twilight, not the movie, but the actual time of day setting, or it was too dark in here. But they're beginning to turn okay, which is right where I want them.